WCB Podcast, your source for all things Chicago Blackhawks and everything hockey. With your host, Jarom and Tanner. Let's do it. Jarom and Tanner.
It's another edition of the WCB Podcast, a part of the Hockey Podcast Network, presented by DraftKings. It's Jarom, it's Tanner. What's up, bud?
Oh, nothing. This fucking, hockey's cool.
Hockey's cool. It is a big day for the podcast as well. When this gets posted, we will officially be turning 7 years old. It's insane that we have been doing this since 2017. And what's even funnier is that we started doing this once the Hawks stopped being good.
Oh, is it our fault?
Yeah, it's probably our fault. So if the Hawks don't win another year in this year, make improvement this year, we might have to shut down.
At least, I was going to say maybe for a little bit, but...
Or maybe change our focus and not talk about the Hawks as much.
Yeah, maybe we can just put the juju on, the Blues. Just talk about them all the time or something.
Yeah. So thank you guys, all the listeners and watchers on YouTube, followers on social media for 7 awesome years. Without you guys, we wouldn't have been able to interview people like Jeremy Roenick at Belfour, Christopher Stieg, Bolig, Bickle, and so on and so on. So yeah, here's to another year, and we got some Hawks talk to go on. That's exciting.
Oh, yeah.
The season is over, so no more misery of watching bad Blackhawk hockey. One of the biggest things that we talked about last episode was, who's going to stay, who's going to go. Perfect way to get into extensions and who deserves one and who should be let walk. Vlasic.
Yeah, bud.
Kyle Davidson just pretty much coming out and saying we have one of the main core pieces of our future on the back end, and we are locking him down.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. It's going to be such a steal of a contract, and it's exactly where I was hoping you would end up being. I didn't think he was going to go term because he was saying that, but I was like, please, just do it.
I was very pleasantly surprised that they went for 6 years. So 6 years with a cap hit of 4.6 per each season. Another amazing thing about this, the days of you get a no movement clause, you get a no movement clause, you get a no movement clause, out the door, no trade protection.
Yeah, there is.
Is it later though?
Yeah, it's the last 2 years.
Okay, that makes more sense though. I'm not giving it right off the bat, which is awesome. But yeah, KD.
This is very interestingly set up too. If you look at Cap Friendly, so I'm sorry that I cut you off, but
no, you're good.
This is funny. Signing bonus of $4.5 million for the first year with a $1.5 million base salary, so $6 million for the first year. Signing bonus of $4 million next year with 1.8, and then it's a $0 signing bonus in year 3 with a $4.3 million salary, and then it goes back to a $3 million signing bonus and just over $1 million base salary, and then the last 2 years are both $2 million signing bonus with 1.6 base salary. So I'm curious why the third year is we'll just pay you throughout the year and not do a signing bonus time.
You know why?
Why?
Connor Bedard, Kevin Korchinski, Frank Nazar.
Oh,
that's the year they're due contracts.
Oh, that's interesting. If that's the,
I don't know. I mean, I would say that's the safe bet.
Yeah,
we got.
I don't know how that affects. Anything,
I don't know how. I don't know how signing bonuses affect and all that, because you're still getting the money regardless,
right?
But I mean, if that to me would make the most sense.
Are you only allowed a specific amount of signing bonuses done in a year?
No, I don't know if it's.
I don't get it.
If it's just a legitimate money thing, they probably know Bedard's going to get a fucking stupid signing bonus on his contract.
Yeah, 9.8.
9.8, you think?
Yeah, why not?
Fuck off. I mean, I would love it. I mean, 9.8 signing bonus or 9.8 cap hit?
Signing bonus, because he'll probably be closer to 11 or 12.
Well, McDavid's 12.5, and that was his first contract after his entry-level deal.
Yeah. We'll see.
I kind of feel like that's where it's at, but yeah,
that will be higher.
I'm happy that KD was able to get this done, and he was able to sign him long term. I know it wasn't going to be easy negotiation because Vlasics, the hometown kid, played at New Trier High School,
Chicago Bantam Mission.
Yeah, so it's like no doubt in my mind that Vlasic wanted to be here, so that was nice and easy.
But these are play at New Trier.
Yeah, I believe so. I know he went to New Trier. I don't know if he actually.
It doesn't say. It just shows that he played Chicago Mission, and then U.S. National Development Team.
So he might have just went to New Trier.
That's funny. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, Wilmette. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Imagine fucking being at New Trier, and then you're like, God damn, if we can get this kid to come over, and then he's like, no, not playing fucking Illinois high school hockey.
Well, it was like the whole thing with that one viral after he signed his extension, the email thread from BU, and they're talking about a school project, and he's like, hey, just letting you guys know, I'm not gonna be able to contribute to this because I left BU to pursue my pursue hockey. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna play Illinois high school hockey because I'm gonna pursue actual hockey.
Well done. But yeah, so looking at this, like KD was saying he didn't want to sign a lot of long-term deals. In my opinion, I kind of like now seeing this deal with Vlasic, I'm kind of thinking that that's more geared towards like the older veteran guys. And I think that the young core guys or not quote unquote rookies are going to be more open to
RFAs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because like, why not? Like why not sign him longer term? Because if you did a short-term contract, like you did 2 years, when his next deal comes up, instead of paying 4.6 for the next 4 years, you're probably paying closer to like 7.5.
7.5, 8, yeah.
8, yeah, something like that.
If he keeps playing the way he's playing, he might surpass Seth Jones. Who knows? Like, could have been done it.
That's the good thing too, because Seth Jones has 6 years left. So when Vlasic's ready for a new deal, wait, is Seth Jones at 6 years left or 5 years left?
I think it's 6.
So his deal and Vlasic's deal match up perfectly.
Just clear it all out at the same time.
Yeah, you just swap them.
And we talked about that in the group chat. I think it's pretty amazing that the potentially best contract in hockey is D partners with one of the worst contracts in hockey.
Hey, that makes it work out perfectly fine.
The perfect balance. Yeah, I think this is just, again, I keep going back to KD. This is just another, stance of, I think the Blackhawks are in good hands with management, and he's being smart and he's doing this the right way, and he's not overly rushing to get things done.
Yeah, it's good to see that too, because then you also get like he's clearly committing to certain players, which is the guys that everybody is already thinking like these are the guys we gotta commit to anyway.
Right.
So it's nice. I like it. Yeah. Huge fan. Big fan of the deal.
So with that in mind, let's take a look at some of the guys that have contracts expiring in UFA and RFA. And let's see, who should come back, who should walk, and if they come back, what kind of deal are you thinking for them? We're going to start with the UFAs. The first one, I'm just going to put him out there because he pretty much made it clear that he's not coming back and he wants to go sign a contender, and that's Tyler Johnson.
Yeah, bring him back.
Tyler, I forgot he was on the team most of the time, Johnson. But yeah, so I mean, you mentioned him last week. He could probably be a good asset for a team like in a bottom 6 role, third line, maybe he's filling second line, for a couple million.
I'm telling you, he's going to go to Colorado, or actually he might go to Florida. One of those two teams.
I can see Florida. I wonder if he still lives in Florida.
Probably not. He's been here for the last like 3 years.
Yeah, but like, so that's the easy one. He's out. The next one is Colin Blackwell, 31 years old. He was making $1.2 million this past season. He had a late start to the season due to an injury. Was it the injury in the? I always forget. Was it the off season or end of the season, or was it like a preseason injury?
I think it was during the off season because I don't think he played in the preseason.
Preseason. Okay. But yeah, so he ended up playing 44 games, 8 goals, 4 assists for 12 points, -2. He has stated he wants to come back here. He just doesn't know what the direction of that KD and the rest of the team is looking to go. Bring him back, let him walk. What are you thinking?
I think they probably let him walk. Just because I don't know, it really depends on how they want to play out that Dickinson, Joey Anderson, Blackwell thing, or if they just want to put Slaggert into that line for longer.
I mean, I agree with you. They should probably let him walk because I think when we get to RFAs, I think there's options to fill his role.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, with some of the younger guys coming up and going to need ice time for, like you said, Slaggert, Nazer. Not saying that he would play on that line.
Colton Dock, give him a shot.
Colton Dock. There's a bunch of young guys that can fill in, and I can't believe I'm going to say this because he's younger than me. I mean, he's going to be 32 next year. He's not like the youngest of players out there now. So it's like, and when you have the youth movement coming up, I think he's a casualty that you let walk.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I could see if they want to keep that one line together because they liked it, or they think he's a good bottom six guy. But I feel like this is another year coming up where you're going to get a lot more of the young guys to see what they can do. Because I feel like your leadership group is pretty well established at this point after this season.
Right.
With Foligno, Jason Dickinson, Connor Bedard's going to be stepping up into that role too. Seth Jones, Connor Murphy when he's like back. I mean, he's back, but Connor Murphy full time now too.
If he's back.
Yeah. So
if you were to come back, what kind of deal would you give him? I don't know if I would give him more than one. You'd still give him 1.2?
Yeah, I mean, you still got to reach the cap floor, but that's the thing. That's the other reason why I don't think they bring him back too, is because like if they plan on making any moves in the offseason, they're going to probably bring in somebody that is going to just push him out of the lineup anyway. Because where does he line up then? Because you're going to give time for the young guys, and then you're going to bring in guys that are going to help make the team better quickly.
Yeah, Taylor Hall
fits in either of those. Like
Taylor Hall's coming back up from injury. So that's another spot that on the roster that's gone.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Chicago today, by the way, skating at 5th third. Taylor Hall, him and Vlasics. So
just the two of them?
Yep, just the two of them getting the work in. All right. So those are the only 2 forward UFAs the Hawks have. Now there are 3 UFA defensemen, and I think it's all the same answer. But first up, Nikita Zaitsev.
Yeah, he probably takes a hike.
He made 4.5 last season. He was a frequent health bomb. Only played 38 games, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points, and was a -5. I'm honestly surprised that he lasted the remainder of his contract. I swore he was going to probably be like a buyout candidate.
No,
you don't think so?
Yeah, no. Just because like we needed the cap floor, we got a second rounder for him.
Yeah, that's fair
as well. And like
so about him,
he's not a terrible defenseman. It's just he's not worth the contract.
Yeah. Next up, Jared Tenorti.
Yes, yeah.
He made 1.25 last year. He played in 52 games, no goals, 9 assists, was a -27. I was a frequent criticizer of his play. I mean, for such a big guy, he really did play a kind of a soft game. I mean, he had his moments of, throwing big hits, stepping up and fighting when he needed to, but that was far and few in between.
Yeah.
I would not bring him back.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Penalty shot in Carolina. That's off. And he scores. Took forever. Holy shit.
They gave him a penalty shot. That's hilarious.
But yeah, so yeah, him's gone. The last one would be Jacob Magna.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I just feel like you probably have guys that can be in that seventh defenseman role that were in Rockford last year that would benefit from like some sort of rotation into the lineup. With it's like Ethan Del Mastro coming in. I mean, Wyatt Kaiser can probably crack the lineup like on a regular basis.
Philip Ruse,
And Nolan Allen,
literally
Isaac Phillips. Yeah,
everybody listed on the defense on Cap Friendly in the minors right now.
Yeah,
is a better option at the seventh man.
Pretty much 5 out of the 6 of them has spent time in the NHL club at some point. Nolan Allen's the only one that hasn't.
Nolan's played a game, I thought.
I don't think.
No, he didn't.
It was a preseason.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Yeah, maybe.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
So
I feel like you can just let them kind of make their way up. I do think that they go out and get like another right-handed defenseman though, whether it's in the draft or through free agency.
I think it might be both.
If they're still at 2, I would hope that they get that Lavashinoff kid just to help fill out that. Like, can you like this is what it is, right? Like, if we're gonna always compare to like the dynasty era, like you have your left-handed, like shutdown defenseman Nicholas Hjalmarsson and Alex Vlasic. You have your left-handed point getter, but like can be solid defensively too with Korchinski and Duncan Keith. And then you have your two-way defenseman that can get it done on both ends on the right side, and that's Seabrook and could be Lavashinoff. And it's just kind of like the comparisons would be fantastic.
Yeah, I mean it's almost like a blueprint for it.
And just like Hjalmarsson had his Swedish brother in Oduya, you got to get Vlasic. I mean, technically has his American boy with Seth Jones as a pairing. It's just Seth Jones and Johnny Oduya are just like light skinned. I don't know. They're not the same type of player. That's the only thing.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
That's the only comparison. I'm not like that was just it was just funny. I'm sorry.
Same but different. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be an awesome pick. I think even if you go him at 2, I think they still go out and bring somebody in on a 1 or 2 year deal.
Yeah,
I don't.
Another veteran.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to go in with 4 younger guys.
Right.
Well, technically it'd be 3 now because I think Vlasic is pretty much Vlasic is set. He's one of the 3 for sure. So you got 3 spots open. Korchinski's definitely going to get 1. That leaves 2. So then you got 2 guys to fill up, bring in another vet to work with whatever young defenseman's going to play on that other wing or other D pair there.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I would hope that they bring in somebody else.
Yeah. We'll talk about that maybe once, probably closer to free agency, just so we'll know who's actually hitting it.
Yeah, like who hasn't re-signed or anything.
Yeah. RFAs. So these are Hawks RFAs, and I put a minimum. They had to play 20 games in the NHL for us to talk about them because there's a bunch of like RFAs and free agent or UFAs in the minors and all that kind of stuff for contracts are coming up and all that or rights. The first one RFA is going to be, where's my mouse? Here we go. Mackenzie Entwistle. He made $800,000 last year. He played 67 games, 5 goals, 6 assists for 11 points. It was a minus 29.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's safe to say a majority of these guys are going to get some sort of deal.
Yeah, I do too. He's, I don't know. Towards the end of the year, I would feel like he was making better plays, but like I still just don't think. I think we have better guys that do what he does.
Because you got him
I think he'll get the opportunity still to keep trying at it.
I think he's gonna probably get 1 year or 2 year, maybe like $1 million, maybe $1.2 million, like that.
I was gonna say it's gonna be the Blackwell deal.
I think that can go for him and for the next guy, Reese Johnson.
Yeah, I'd love Reese Johnson.
I
But
think
Reese Johnson is like one other thing I love about Reese Johnson is he gets hurt, but it's because he's constantly putting his body on the line for the team.
yeah.
And like it's funny how many scoring chances he actually gets. Because like if he could add a scoring touch, like he could probably put in like 10 goals or so. But like
Oh, yeah.
he just gets like shut down, and then he'll fucking just like scrap, like might get his ass kicked, but like he's out there going balls out. He makes it's surprising like how many 2-on-1s or breakaways he actually kind of creates because he's just going hard.
He has that skill to be like an offensive threat, but it's like he just can't get past that whole I'm a goon mindset.
He's got like it's like he's got a gun, but there's absolutely no bullets in it. So
Blanks.
you think he's a threat, like he looks
Yeah.
like such a threat, but you can't actually finish it.
He made $800K last season too. Played 42 games, 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points, minus 20. But yeah, I think him and Entwistle are going to get matching probably like 1 million to like $1.2 deals at least 1 year. The next up is the guy that I think is going to pretty much take Blackwell's spot is Joey Anderson.
Yeah.
He also made $800K last season. He played in 55 games, 5 goals, 12 assists, 17 points. When he was playing in Rockford and he got called up, and the spark that he brought to the lineup and the energy that he brought to his line, whatever line it was on, it was noticeable.
Yeah.
And
He's consistently causing turnovers by forechecking like all the time.
He's that stereotypical guy that like guys hate to play against because he is just going to be in your face, like it up in your business the entire time. And it's crazy to me that he only had 5 goals because I swore he had more. Like he felt like big energy, like kind of situation. Maybe just some of his assists, and he just sallied extra hard on the assist too, or something. I don't know. But like I definitely felt like he had more than 5 goals, and I don't know. I hope they sign him. Not when I say long term, I mean like 2 years, 3 maybe.
I think they maybe just go 1 year with him as like a prove it, like it wasn't a fluke kind of a deal.
Yeah.
And then see how he does from there.
Yeah, I mean, in 14 games with Rockford too this past season, 7 goals, 9 assists, 16 points. So it's like it's there. It's just now, can you translate
you know what?
consistent?
Now that I'm looking at it too, sorry, it's just his deal he's on currently was like a 1 year prove it deal for that Davidson signed him to for the 800K. So I'm curious if now he maybe gives him a little bit more of an extension because he showed that like he's in the lineup and he's contributing.
I could see him doing like a 2 year 1.5 maybe.
Yeah, like double the salary.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2-3
1.5,
years,
1.6. Yeah.
Because I mean, his role is always going to end up being like that bottom 6, right?
Right.
And like he showed this season that he's pretty efficient at that role, which is nice. And him and Jason Dickinson were really good together.
Yeah.
And like maybe you just get him on another 2 year deal because that's what Dickinson's on.
Dude, you get him on that line, you put Slager with them. It's like whoever they put on that line with them, they brought their intensity up.
Yeah.
Like that third person, like they're almost like you put them on that line, and it's like I don't know if it's like, oh shit, we gotta get better, so we get off the third line.
I think it's you just gotta I was gonna say because they're playing so well together, like whoever plays on that line like has to keep up.
Yeah. So that's gonna be interesting. I'm skipping the next one because it's interesting one. We'll talk about that one in a second here. The next one is Cole Gutman.
Oh yeah.
He where's he at? He's in the minors. He was your basic entry level deal, 950. He did play 27 games with the Hawks this past season. 4 goals, 4 assists, 4 goals, 4 assists for 8 points, minus 17. In Rockford, 39 games, 16 goals, 24 points for 40 points. Yeah, he is a guy that got hurt and kind of got lost in the shuffle, I think.
Yeah. I think he's doing well in Rockford, and he just might be one of those types of players that like needs a little bit more time in the A. But like, I think maybe at best he'll end up being like a third line center.
Right. Yeah. Third, fourth. You bottom 6. He's 25 years old. He'll be 26 towards the end of next season. So it's like he still has that year of RFA, right? Or no, he'd be after this UFA after this.
So, yeah, I mean, when was he signed? The way that the RFA stuff works is like based on your signing age and then how many games you've played in the NHL. So I don't know that off the top of my head since he signed at what, like 24? He was, of course, it's not going to tell me how old he was when he was. He's 25 now, right?
Yeah, so
he's 20. He was 23 when he signed. Let me find it. See if I can find it.
He also has arbitration rights this year. The chase for the Stanley Cup is on, and if you're looking to light the lamp, nothing beats the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. From the start of playoff periods all the way to hoisting the cup, DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered with same-game parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code THPN. New customers bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's code THPN only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, or in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of the Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.co/ice for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms and responsibilities. Responsible gaming resources. Copyright NHL 2024. All rights reserved.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
I don't know where I found it before, but I was looking at like how RFA stuff works, and like for him to become like a UFA, it's based on like games played. Where the hell is it? Entry level contracts? I don't know where it's at.
Also, so I know we said we were only going to talk about players that was a minimum 20 games, but other players keep an eye on for RFAs. They'll get their standard contracts is Philip Ruse, Isaac Phillips, was it Louis Crevier, and Jackson Stauber.
Yeah.
So, all right, last two quote unquote bigger RFAs for the Hawks going into the season. First one is Tanner's favorite player, Taylor Radish.
Yeah.
He is making $758K. All but disappeared this past season. 73 games, 5 goals, 9 assists for 14 points. Yeah. How do you handle this one?
I don't think they should bring him back, but I do think that they will. Purely because like he played well the year before, and maybe they just think he had an off year. But like I don't know what to expect out of that.
Right.
He didn't do shit this year.
Technically, it was the second best season of his career. No, never mind. Forgot. I fucking hate when they get the mid-season trades.
Yeah.
It's the third best season of his career.
Yeah, he completely fell off.
Yeah.
And like I don't think it was due to not getting opportunities. Like he he had the opportunities at the beginning of the season, and everybody else just decided they wanted to be there more.
I don't. If he comes back, I'm not going to be like, oh, what the hell are they doing bringing him back?
I think it's just like give him another shot and see what
Give him another shot, but also I could see him being part of some sort of draft day trade. Trade his rights away, for, I don't know if it's a sweetener for a pick or, just to pick up a pick, a lower round pick or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but like the other thing is like, do you just sell low on him? Because like, I don't know what the hell happened. 5 goals this season after having 20 last year and like half the amount of assists.
Yeah, that was probably one of the bigger disappointments of the season too, because he finished last year so good. Because like he became like the guy after the Kane trade, after the trade deadline, essentially.
Yeah, he was tied for the team lead in goals.
And yeah, so I don't know. What would you? Oakley saying that?
Huh?
Oakley
no one's here.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, that was weird.
We'll get so okay. What if you're KD and you're set on bringing him back? What are you giving him?
I mean, I'm sure because of like the seasons that he's had, it'll be more than what they should. But he'll get a raise. He'll probably like I'm assuming it's gonna probably be like $1 million.
Let's say 1 year, $1 million. Prove it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I agree with that. And Tanner goes to close the door since the ghost opened it.
Yeah. Ghost got me.
The last key RFA for the Hawks going into this offseason is Lucas Reichel. The last year of his entry-level deal, he's making $925K. We all know the season he had. I mean, Radish was the big disappointment, and so was Lucas Reichel, if we're being honest. I know he finished up pretty well after getting sent back down to Rockford. He finished 65 games, 5 goals, 11 assists, 16 points. Yeah. I mean, what are you – he's being re-signed. That's
6 years, $6 million a year. It's going to be like a bridge deal because like anything they offer him long term is probably going to be a low value that he probably wouldn't want to accept because it wouldn't make sense, and they're not going to want to pay him a lot of money, so they'll probably just go short term, like lower value, just until he proves that he can be here or proves like he's what he's worth.
So I think you need to look at Philip Kurashev.
Yeah. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah. Kurashev signed literally the exact same entry-level deal, $925K, wasn't performing, signed a 1-year, $750,000 deal, had a good year, and was rewarded with a 2-year, $2.25 million per year.
And then had his best year.
And is set himself up for a nice contract year, potentially to get paid pretty handsomely. I think Reichel took the demotion to Rockford. I mean, he said it. He was pissed off about it. And I think it was a true wake-up call with him. If he takes the advice of Luke Richardson saying train and practice all off season like it's game 7 of the Stanley Cup final, and he comes out just fucking blazing, then he's going to have no problems on a nice extension next year. But yeah, I think 1 year, I will give him 1 year, 800.
I don't think they go lower than what he's currently making, though, just purely based off of the fact that he was a first rounder and Kurashev was a 4th.
But he wasn't performing, man. Like, that's the thing, though.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody was as high on Kurashev as they are on Reichel. Because Kurashev had just worked his ass off to show like little like flashes of like huge skill, and they're like,
Yeah.
okay, like can you do this more? But like Reichel has had a little bit more of that, at least in the AHL level too. Like they know that like what he's capable of. It's just whether or not he can
Translate
that into the NHL level. And so that's why I feel like he'd probably get a little bit more. He'd probably be closer to like a 1 mil if you're going to do like a 1 year, $1 million and then fucking prove it.
That's fair. I don't think you give him less than $1 million.
Probably not.
No, I'm saying if you do, I think that maybe it can be like used as hey, you gotta be better, man. You gotta find consistency. Like, I mean, I don't like the whole idea. I mean, I get what you're saying. I just don't like the whole idea of paying someone because they were a first round pick. It's
no. But like they were already high on him. Like that's why.
And he underperformed. And that's why it's like I don't know. Like
be better.
What job do you underperform and they still give you a new raise, like a nice big raise because you did a good job, because they're high on you or they like you. It's like, no, you don't perform, you don't get paid.
Yeah, but at what time in the NHL are you going from getting paid for what you've done to getting paid for what you're going to do? Because that happens all the time.
And it's like, I think it's a fine line to walk with those. And I think that a lot of the times it's the guys who have at one point performed, whether it's a full season or two decent seasons of their entry level deal. I think those are the guys you start looking at, like paying, like, okay, here's your potential. Where Lucas Reichel hasn't truly shown what his potential is when it matters. Like he's
still young.
The AHL, he's AHL, and it's like for a couple week spans.
Yeah, he's only 21. That's the funniest thing too.
I know,
and like on any other team, maybe he has a better season where he's not looked at being like I'm curious what would have happened if we didn't even have Bedard, like because then he would have been like the main spotlight, and like if he would have crumbled at that point, then the team's probably like fucking trade him. Yeah. But like because we have Bedard, you can kind of like pull back a little bit and be like he just needs to be better.
I don't take this as I don't like Reichel or I don't want Reichel. I just think they got to play it kind of smart and kind of try to find a way to motivate them. And what's the best way to motivate a player than his pay?
Yeah, you can't really say that for everybody though. It's really based off of like their personality, and like somebody like him, I think it's just the fucking ice time, right? It's the fact that like he got sent down. And like it pisses him off, and it's like, great, get pissed off, fucking bring it back.
Do something about it. You got to do something about it.
Yeah, if you want to fucking be on the team, be better.
Yeah. So those are the Hawks free agents, RFA and UFAs going into the season. I imagine we'll start getting. I don't even know. I think this is going to be the long game. Like I think we'll know here pretty quickly about the UFAs, but I also don't think there's a rush to sign any of the RFAs, especially because I think a lot of them have arbitration rights, and typically those deals don't get done up until the point of going to arbitration. So there's a little bit of time for the team to get those deals done.
Yeah.
So
Lucas Reichel has an assist, by the way, in the AHL playoffs.
How are they doing?
They lost one game. That's it so far.
Is best of 3 or best of 5?
Best of 5.
Best of 5.
They're playing Grand Rapids Griffins. Their next game is tomorrow or today when this goes live.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Some other quick little notes here, and then we'll switch over to NHL talk. To the surprise of nobody, Connor Bedard was named a finalist for the Calder Trophy Award for Rookie of the Year. I think just call it the Bedard Award this year. I mean, fuck it.
This year, every year, it's all good. Yeah.
More awesome awards for Hawks prospect. University of Minnesota, Sam Renzel won the team's Rookie of the Year award, and Oliver Moore won the Most Determined Player award. Fucking awesome seeing guys who are being touted as potential big pieces for this team going forward.
Maybe everybody in Minnesota though got some sort of like recognition because it's
Yeah, that is true. Who knows what kind of
the guy that claps the hardest on the bench award.
It's the participation trophy generation, so who knows?
That's us.
See, that didn't start though. I don't think until like the end, like towards the time of us aging out.
I don't know. Maybe not.
It
It wasn't our fucking idea.
Draft lottery is set for next Tuesday, May 7th. So we will have an idea of, we will know, not an idea of when, where, we will know where the Hawks' first selection of the entry-level draft will be. We are going to.
What time is this at?
That's what we got to find. We're going to, hopefully, we're going to be able to.
No time.
And have a live reaction while we're recording probably the start of the episode next week. So the Hawks will know where they're picking second. They have a clear picture on where they're going to be picking their next, their second clearer picture of pick with the Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay got not swept. I keep saying that. They
gentleman sweep,
knocked out by Florida. So as of right now, the Tampa Bay first round pick is 20th overall.
Yep.
If Vegas goes to the conference final, it turns into the 18th overall pick.
Why did they have to go to the conference final?
I'm just saying what I saw.
It's just Vegas. I'm like 90% sure Vegas only has to make it to the next round. That's it.
Is it the next round?
It's just next round.
Because does it go by elimination or does it go by?
Yeah, so like everybody that's eliminated in the first round then gets seeded that way in the NHL draft.
I thought it was only the last two, like the last two.
It's like last year. Fucking, they got beat. Actually, I don't know. I thought that's how it went though. Do they really have to make it to the conference final? Because then the Islanders also have to make it to the conference final too.
Well, if the Islanders make it to the conference final, it goes to 19.
Damn, is it conference final? Damn, that's stupid. No, fuck that. I don't care. We'll take 20.
So that's where the pick. So Hawks will probably pick anywhere between 1 and 4, and anywhere between 18 and 20. Realistically, it's going to be 20.
Probably.
So
yeah, I mean, Islanders are not coming back. They're fucking
Islanders are not
3-1 already.
Yeah, they're going to be knocked out today, and pray to hockey gods Dallas finishes the job in the next couple days and boosts.
No, if that one goes 7, that's great. I think that's good.
I feel better if they just get knocked out.
I would too. Dallas needs to feel the pressure and then go on a streak because I have them winning it all.
Yeah, so do I.
I'm pretty sure I have them winning in 7 in the first round too.
Well, good for you.
Thanks. Thanks.
Any other Hawks talk?
No, I don't think so.
All right, NHL talk. Just a quick recap on the playoffs, and we were talking about this beforehand. For a bunch of series that seem like they're just completely out of reach, there's still a lot of good storylines in them. It's been some pretty entertaining playoff hockey here, despite a lot of being 3-1.
Literally every series is 3-1 besides the sweep of the Rangers performed and Dallas Vegas.
Yeah. So let's start with there. Winnipeg, Nashville, LA, Islanders, Toronto. Who's coming back down 3-1?
If anybody has the shot, it's going to be Nashville just because they're playing a third string goalie.
But that team is just willing them through. Like, it blows my mind. Like, the way you guys are talking, and I haven't paid that much attention to that series, but the way you guys were talking about it, like, oh, they're done, it's over. I would have thought they were going down 3-1. And then I looked and I saw that they're up 3-1. I was like, holy
fucked
shit.
up the other day where they were up. They missed an empty net. And then they got the game tied in like the dying seconds of the third period. And they gave up
wasn't
the
that the hat trick for
Besser?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Nashville fucked up on that one.
The second win, Vancouver only got 12 shots on goal. Like,
oh yeah, well yeah, that's the thing too. Edmonton just won a game 1-0 with like 11 shots, and LA had 33.
It's oh man, I fucking love playoff hockey.
13 shots, sorry.
But yeah, Vancouver. I mean, what a story if they can come out somehow like ride the third string all the way. Like that'd be awesome. It's not gonna happen, but I'd be like, what a story.
I mean, that's what Pittsburgh did in 2016.
Is Vancouver that level though?
They could be. No, maybe.
They're
maybe.
close. They have a good team.
Yeah, they do. They have a really good team. I think Dakota Joshua is probably one of the best fucking like bottom 6 guys in the league right now.
Oh yeah,
because he's been so noticeable anytime the Hawks play the Vancouver Canucks, and fuck man, I don't even know how many points he has this series. I have to look on here because the app's better somehow than the website. It'll show you who actually has like the leading scorer for these teams.
Well, he's looking that up. Another day of bitching and complaining about the website and the app. How hard it was to find the bracket challenge on the app. You have to swipe a banner that you can't even tell is a banner that you swipe.
Dakota Joshua is 4 points in 4 games, 2 goals, 2 assists. And he's playing on that. Let me have to go to Cap Friendly. But I don't think he's not on like Lindholm's line, and he's not on Pettersson's line. Let's see. He's on. Okay, sorry. Yeah, it is. So the first line is Suter, Miller, Besser, and then it's Hoglander, Pettersson, and Mikheyev. But yeah, Lindholm, Connor Garland, Dakota Joshua.
That's a sneaky good line right there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's been like pretty sneaky fucking good this entire season. 32 points in 63 games, 18 goals, 14 assists, playing third line. I mean, Jason Dickinson's better, but
yeah. I also love how Vancouver came out and said that they're not doing viewing parties just because they have a responsibility.
Oh yeah, no.
Like I thought that was hilarious.
They're not allowed.
New York Rangers sweep. First time in his career, Ovechkin was held pointless in the playoffs.
Yeah, 4 games.
I know I'm saying, but it's impressive that it was funny. They asked Panarin, how do they manage that, and he just smiled at the camera and goes, "That's our secret."
Okay, bud. Hilarious.
We already mentioned Florida moves on. I don't know, man. I think Florida's winning the Stanley Cup.
They're scary good.
They're so good. And that Carolina-Florida rematch in the conference final is going to be entertaining as fuck.
Yeah, it's going to be hilarious when Carolina gets swept again.
It would be kind of funny.
They would have to, like, I don't know.
Oh, nothing. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
You're thinking of something.
No, I don't know what they would have to do because like the team is so good, but like if they literally get swept for like a 4th time in the Eastern Conference Finals since like 2005, I don't even know what you do. Like, what do you do?
Yeah. At that point, it's like, what?
You're good enough to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. So like, what do you change?
Yeah, just puck luck, man.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado
puck luck. Fucking Tampa got screwed out of that.
Yeah,
they should have won that game.
Colorado looks to finish their series tonight against Winnipeg. Vancouver looks to finish their series against Nashville. Then you got tonight, Vegas versus Dallas, game 5. Edmonton looks to finish tomorrow as well.
At least we're guaranteed a game 6 in one of these series.
Yeah, right. We could have a lot of finishes in the next day or two here.
How funny would it be if like a majority of these series actually end up going 7?
I mean, it'd be great for entertainment value.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want to talk about is the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, nobody wants to play for that team in the playoffs.
Like, is there a more like, are they reaching like Vegas level of unlikable?
Oh yeah. Well, I just think it's like the coverage and the fan base thinking that they've won everything already. But they're doing the opposite of Vegas. Like they play the whole season and then they fucking miss the playoffs.
And now everybody wants to stay out. Yeah, and then it's like Marner just is a no-show. Like, I've never seen somebody look like they do not want to play hockey more than Marner in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yep.
And Nylander, I mean, I feel for him because I mean, if migraines suck, so that's totally understandable. I mean, I'm sure he wanted to get in sooner, and I'm sure he's going to get scrutinized when they lose tonight and get eliminated again by Boston in the first round again.
Yeah, it's going to be worse this time because it's not even Game 7.
Yeah. Matthews out of the lineup. I mean, I don't know. Again, with an illness, I don't want to like cast judgment or anything on that kind of stuff because who knows what it is and how serious. And which you had to imagine it's pretty serious if he's not playing a playoff hockey game, elimination game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't understand how anybody can cheer for this team and feel like they're actually like, I don't know. I don't even know. I can't even like describe what to say because this team is so.
It feels like they just give up every year, basically, in the playoffs. And like everybody always wants to complain that it's like, it's always something else. And then they keep fucking doing the same thing year after year, but there's always some excuse.
So let's lock down all these players for long ass contracts.
Yeah.
And handicap yourself when you need to do a blow up. And who's going to take on some of these who can take on some of these contracts?
It's like you go and you get like fucking thrift store goalies and like bargain bin defensemen, and you think, yeah, we'll get it done with the front loaded fucking forwards that we have.
I mean, they lose tonight, or they lose this series. Sheldon Keefe's gone.
Yeah.
I think Mitch Marner's gone.
Somebody has to fucking
how they
move.
do it, I don't know.
Send them to Utah.
Yeah, I don't even know who you even like get rid of on this team.
I know.
But yeah. Clusterfuck there.
Sucks to them.
Yeah. Good thing we got a GM that doesn't like to just throw money around stupidly.
On players that haven't proven anything.
Yeah. So, that's all I got right now.
Yeah. It's like, what else is there? I mean, we'll get more notice on like the finalists for all the trophies by next week too.
Oh, did that puck go in? Sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah. So I don't know. I feel like the second round's going to be insane since the first round has apparently been not as close. But yeah, like you said, fuck man, Florida is scary.
Florida's scary. I still stand by my Florida versus Dallas. I also think Edmonton can get on a roll too here. I mean, I want to see what they can do against the team because I like LA. I just don't think that they're like a worthy team to be like to judge them, like Edmonton being like, okay, they're doing this in the playoffs. Well, it's like it's LA. It's not like you're doing it against Colorado. Now you're doing it against Dallas, Vancouver even.
Yeah, like Edmonton does probably have like the easiest path right now to the Western Conference Final because if they take care of LA, then if they end up playing Vancouver, like they're playing a third string goalie, and I mean, you have McDavid and Draisaitl, they're just gonna fucking eat them up. Like Nashville does not have a McDavid or Draisaitl or anyone even close to that.
But they got a Saros, and it's a shame that they can't build around that and give him enough support up front.
Well, they got Saros, Yossi, Philip Forsberg. Like those guys are all great. They're great. It's just fucking Vancouver has more dudes.
Yeah.
And Edmonton has two of the best players in the entire NHL.
Yeah. So All right, episode 273. We're going to call this one lucky number 7 for the 7th anniversary of the show. Make sure to follow us on all your favorite podcast feeds, Spotify, Apple Podcasts being the big two. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, social media at WCB Podcast, DraftKings promo code THPN, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right, bye, boys. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the WCB Podcast. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast. To connect with Jarom and Tanner, check out the boys at WCB Podcast on all social media. We'll see you next time.